4. Hello my friends, welcome back to another guitar lesson. Today we are doing we are building on our knowledge about rock and blues. So far we've looked at hammer-ons, we've looked at we've looked at alternate picking, we've looked at power chords, we've looked at power muting, and today we're going to look at another essential aspect of rock and blues. So this aspect is called riffs, and they are specifically low string riffs. So a riff is what I may call like the hook or the message, that part of the song that is remembered, like the melody, that main hook of the song that you take home, that the listener takes home, that one that you always remember. Okay, so it is essential to blues, rock and blues, metal, and all that kind of music, and it is normally something like that. Yeah, so it is what you are going to look at. So specifically, it normally uses the low strings, and it uses the techniques like palm muting, the techniques that we've looked at before. In case you've missed any of those lessons, be sure to check them out, and then you'll be able to follow along. And of course, we are still using this guitar. The reason why we're using this guitar for now is that, one, is to show you that you can actually learn these techniques whether you're amplified or not. That means whether you have an electric guitar or not, which you can later put into practice on your electric guitar, or you can actually play these techniques on this guitar. But also my studio currently doesn't have electricity, so I cannot make a setup here, but in future we shall, as we dive deeper, we shall be able to do that. So low string riffs, so they can be played open, they can be played fast. Yeah, so that is that's an illustration of how riffs sound like. So like that. So of course we are going to take it step by step. Okay, so we are going to have several exercises today. We're going to start by looking at some riffs that can be performed on this E string. And we're going to start with E, F sharp, to G, then back to E, to F sharp, to G, to F sharp, and F natural, then E, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, take it slow at first, then you can keep increasing the speed at later. that you can, increase the speed like that. Okay, so that is the first exercise. Then the second exercise, we're going to use power chords. We're going to use the E5, and we're going to let them ring. We're not going to mute them, so we shall let them ring. E, but we're going to play 1 and 2 and. Okay, E5, 1 and 2 and, 1 and 2 and, then we go to F5 and we sustain it for 2 beats. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and, then we shall go to C5. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, then 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Finish. So it's 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the last chord is A5, and you know that A5 power chord is A, E, A. Make sure this one it does not sound. Okay, it is muted. So you slightly mute it with this, and then this one is also slightly muted by this, so it doesn't sound. So one more time. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Finish. Okay, 1, 2, 3, start. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2, 4, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Finish. Okay, so that is how that riff will go. Okay, the next one we're going to try out is we're going to mix a bit of notes, palm muting, and power chords. Okay, so we're going to have these notes E. So we're going to play 1 and, but we're going to use down strokes only. 1, E, E, C, C, B, B, G, G. Then we play the A power 5 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and with these notes we are going to play them palm muted. Then we'll let the power chord ring. Then we'll play the notes power muted. So we're going to play 2, 3, 4. Okay, again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we are going to now play another low string riff, which is muted. It is going to be E, 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 F sharp, G, G, G sharp. 1, 2, 3, start. So the last chord is A5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Finish. The notes are E, E, C, C, but palm muted. C, C, E, 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 C, C, B, B, G, G, A, G, E, 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 G, E, E, F sharp, G, G, G sharp. Okay, like that. 1, 2, 3, start. Like that, okay? And of course, you can increase the speed as you get better. And then our last exercise is going to be one that also has a mixture of riffs and notes, and we're also going to apply some of the knowledge that you have learned in the past, which is hammer-ons and pull-offs. Okay, so we're going to start with the E5 power chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we are going to play all of it open. Okay, no permitting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we are going to play the notes G, pull off from G to E, then from D, from G to E, D to B. So this is going to be a triplet. So it's kind of faster than this. And that is how it will end. Then we end with E5, F5, E, 2, 3, 4, finish. So it's going to start 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, slowly. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Okay, so those are the riffs that you're going to practice, work with, and make sure that you get them to sound perfectly fine. Make sure that you practice them many times until you get them, and then I'll see you in the next lesson.